Have you ever pulled out an old coin and wondered if it might be worth more than just a few cents? Well, the 1976 bicentennial quarter might be one of those magical coins. It was made to celebrate 200 years of America, and while most of them are very common, some are rare and some are worth thousands of dollars. Listen closely, because you might already have one of those special ones. Back in 1976, the United States was marking 200 years since 1776. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint made special coins. The quarter, which usually shows Washington on one side and an eagle on the other, got a new picture for that year. On the back there is a drummer boy with a torch instead of the eagle. On the front side, they put two dates, 17761976. The special design caught people's eyes. They made many of these coins, because they wanted everyone to get some. But making many doesn't mean all are simple or the same. Some are ordinary, but some are special in ways that make them collectors' dreams. The D in 1976 D means the Denver Mint made it. Denver stamped a D on those coins. There are also ones with S, San Francisco, and ones with no mint mark, Philadelphia, for 1976. Denver made about 860 million of those D quarters in clad metal, that means copper-nickel mix. That's a lot. Because so many were made and used, most are only worth 25 cents if they are worn or used. If they are clean and not used, they could be a few dollars. But some have features that help them get much more value. One of the key things that makes a 1976 D quarter valuable is condition. If the coin is new or barely used, no dents, scratches, or wear, then even a regular one might be worth $10, $20, maybe more. But if it is in top condition, very sharp design, bright metal, full rims, then it might reach hundreds or even thousands. For example, there are 1976 D quarters graded MS68, which means almost perfect, that have sold for over $4,000. Then there are error coins. These are coins that had mistakes when they were made. Sometimes the die, the metal stamp, used to press the coin had a misalignment, or struck twice, or parts of the design didn't stamp well. These errors sometimes make a big difference in value. One famous error for the 1976 D quarter is the double die obverse, often called DDO. That means on the front side, obverse, some letters or the date look like they were done twice. You can see a doubling. If you look at Liberty or In God We Trust or 17761976 and see a faint ghost or doubling, that might be the DDO. Some of those sold for $3,000, $5,000, even $8,400 or more, depending on how clean, sharp, and rare the error is. Other kinds of errors are clipped planchets. Part of the metal blank was cut away, leaving part of the coin missing, off-center strikes, the design is not centered, double strikes, the coin was struck more than once, or wrong planchets, using a metal blank meant for something else. These can also raise value a lot. One bad off-center coin or clipped coin might be worth a few hundred or more depending on the error's size and how clean the coin is. Another big value booster is silver. Most 1976 D quarters are clad, not silver. But San Francisco minted some in 40% silver. Silver coins are more precious just because of the metal and collector demand. If you have a silver version in very good condition, it might be worth tens or even hundreds of dollars, sometimes more. If it's a proof silver coin, that means made for collectors, with mirror-like finish, it could fetch even more. Some proof silver bicentennial quarters from 1976 have sold for $19,200 or close to that. It is not just the error or silver or condition alone, but a combination that gives the highest value. If you find a 1976 D quarter that is uncirculated, has a strong error like DDO, maybe off-center or clipped, maybe silver, though silver was usually with S mint mark, and is certified by a grading service, like NGC or PCGS, as MS67 or MS68, that coin could be worth many thousands. In some cases, collectors have paid $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, or more just for such coins. If your coin is just worn, used, has scratches, and doesn't show any error or special feature, then its worth is just face value, 25 cents. But even among regular ones, there are those rare gems. People have looked at population reports. How many coins of each grade are known? For 1976 DMS68, there are less than 20 known to PCGS or NGC. That makes them very rare. Also, collectors watch whether a coin is fully struck. Some 1976 D quarters have weak rims or weak detail in the drummer boy design or the drum top part. If the strike was poor, weak, then value is less, even if everything else is good. But if the design is sharp and full, with high relief, then collectors get excited. Another thing to watch is whether the mint mark is real and strong. Sometimes mint marks are worn or damaged. Sometimes people claim a missing mint mark, but it might be worn off or altered. A true mint mark error, missing D when it should be there, is more valuable. But those are very rare. Experts need to verify. So if you think your coin has missing or odd mint mark, have it checked. What things make coins lose value? If coin is cleaned, scratched, worn, corroded, or parts of design are missing. If the edges are dulled, the lettering is shallow, or surfaces are dull. All those reduce value. Even if it has an error, if condition is bad, people will not pay high. So keeping coin in as close to original state is very important. Now, I want you to imagine you find one in your change jar and you examine it. You see D under Washington's braid. You use a magnifier and see the date 17761976 is sharp, and you see letters like "In God We Trust" seem doubled. No wear on the cheeks, ears, rims. Metal looks bright, no rust or dark spots, maybe even mirror shine. That coin might be an MS65 or higher. If it has the DDO error, that could make it worth thousands. Maybe $3,000 or $5,000 or even more, depending on how perfect it is. There are real examples. One 1976 D quarter with the DDO error graded MS66 sold for $8,400 in 2023. Another regular MS68 1976 D without error can still fetch $4,000, If you want to check your quarter, get a jeweler's loupe, 10 times magnification helps. Look under good light. See mint mark, check letters and date. Look for doubling. Look for uneven or missing parts of design. Check the edges. Weigh it if you can. Compare with known error photos. And if you think it has something special, send to grading service. If it gets a high grade, its value could jump a lot. Also, learn about recent sales. Prices change, auctions set new records. What sold last year for $4,000 might sell for $6,000 today or more. Big collector interest, rare features, condition all push the price up over time. For regular people, the chance of finding a super rare, super valuable one is low. But that chance is why collectors love them. You could find a coin worth thousands in a pile of quarters. It happens to some people. Maybe it will happen to you. So next time you have a handful of coins, slow down. Pick up the 1976 D quarters and check them. Maybe you have one of the rare ones. And if you like the look, keep it safe. Don't clean it. Don't bend it. Store it where it won't get scratched. If it has good error or high quality, find a good coin dealer or auction house. They know what to look for and who wants to buy. Just remember, most of the 1976 D quarters are worth just 25 cents. But some are worth hundreds, some thousands, some rare ones even 10,000s or more. And every coin with a story is worth holding on to. You might be looking at one of those special ones right now without knowing it.